Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's the word? What's going on? How everybody doing out there? Y'all already know what it is, man. We are back again, and it's time for the Tuesday banger. That's a lot, y'all. It's time for the Tuesday banger. It's time for the Tuesday banger, y'all. That's a lot, and I got one. I keep a banger at all times. But like I always say before I start these videos off, I have no problem delivering this content to everybody that's out here working hard, working a 9 to 5. Everybody that's out here with their own business, getting to that bag the legit way. I make sure y'all got something to watch in the mornings, man. I promise y'all there's no problem on my end. I also have no problem making sure I'm warning y'all and telling y'all about how dangerous prison is. I only ask for one thing in the process, and that's for y'all to just stay out the way, man. What we gonna do? We're gonna stay out the way, man. We're gonna go live in the life of we seeing on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok every day, man. The guys that's locked up, man, making dudes run through obstacle courses and people chasing the ice spade and the K2 game and people just wigging out all over the place now, man. And everybody in there just look like they in the way. That's what prison look like to me, man. It look like it's filled with a bunch of losers, man. Don't get me wrong. I was one of those losers before because I was in there. But like now looking at it from the outside in, like it's a place that I would never want to go. So I suggest everybody that's out here doing the wrong thing, man. Everybody that's out here gambling with their life, because that's what you're doing. Every time you do crime, you are gambling with your life. I suggest everybody that's out here doing the wrong thing, man, to turn their life around a whole 360 and look at life differently, man. Because I'm telling you, man, it could be way worse. It could be way worse, man. You could be one of those dudes in there, man, that just gotta have a habit and you end up chasing the K2 and next thing you know, you wigging out on camera, man. Don't become that, man. Stop what you're doing right now, man. Think about your family. Think about the people that really care about you. Think about the people you're gonna leave behind. Put all that in your mind before you do something stupid and maybe you can change your life around, man. That's all I'm trying to get you to do, y'all. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. This is the Tuesday banger. So what I need y'all to do this one. Like, shit, scrubs, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. What? It's time for business. Time for business, y'all. And the story I got for y'all today is called Wanted His Money. Part 1. Crazy story, crazy situation, but we are aware, people. We in penitentiary, man, where crazy things happen all the time. And I'm telling y'all, man, like, it's crazy in there. It's real crazy in there, man. You gotta watch what you do. You gotta watch who you be cool with. You gotta watch everything in there, man, because prison is one big trap. If you're not smart enough to make it through that trap, man, you're gonna be lost in that trap, man. You're never gonna get out, man. I'm letting you know now, I've seen it 100 times, man. There are so many people in there, man, that just do things that they know they don't even supposed to be doing, man. Like, sometimes borrowing stuff, man, like putting yourself in a major deep hole, pause, like, it's never a good thing in prison. And I seen that happen, man. I seen dudes run their tab up. I seen dudes owe money. I seen all type of stuff happen behind these situations. Now, don't get me wrong. People got to hustle. That's just how it go, man. But every time it turns out bad, y'all. So with that being said, though, we on Sussex 2 for this, y'all. We on Sussex 2. And I can remember, man, being in 4 building for this one, y'all. We in 4D for this one, man. This is my 4D time, man. You know I'm coming up from the hole. I've been in the block now for a minute, but it was like being fresh over in a new building was a little different to me, man. I was so much used to being in 2 building. But like now being in 4 building, man, I kind of like the new landscape. I kind of like seeing new COs, new women, new sergeants, new lieutenants, man. I kind of was tired of the 2 building thing, to be honest with you, but I still felt like 2 building was the building to be at, man. But at the same time, everybody that was going to the hole from 2 building was meeting up at 4 building. So everybody was in 4 building at this time right here, man. So like, everybody was jive getting along in the pod when I came in there, man, because everybody had their own thing going on, man. Everybody was trying to get money. Everybody was trying to do what they had to do, man, just to stay on top, just to try to win. And with me coming in there, you know, it took me a minute to kind of like see what was going on, to get around the right people and, you know, get my hands wet with some bread, man. So I kind of just waited my turn. I touched a couple times when I was in there. I touched a couple times when I was in there, man. But if you know my stories, that when I was in 4D, I didn't really touch a lot with the Lala when I was in 4D, man. I touched with that Hardee's chicken. Now, when I had the Hardee's chicken, man, like I used to be real careful about how I sell my Hardee's chicken. And like, you know, you learn from experience, you learn from past mistakes, you learn from seeing other people make mistakes, and you put that all in a basket, man. You become better when you hustling, man. And like, that's what I was trying to do when I was in 4D. So like, you know, with me having the Hardee's chicken, I done went through a little trials and tribulations with people playing with money, because I already figured out that's just a part of the game. That's a part of prison. I'm pretty sure people on the street play with money too. I mean, everybody don't get money up front when it comes to selling stuff that's illegal. You know what I mean? So like, that's how we had to grind in there. Like, you know what I mean? It won't know like, yo, I'm a look, bro, take care of that, then you get that. Like, I'm pretty sure dudes did that before, but if you want your money, man, you have to trust these people, man, that were the plucks, man. When I say plucks, I'm talking about the fiends, the people that like this stuff that you're selling. So I was real careful about how I did my selling for a lot of reasons, man, because it was just so many people in there that play games. Like, you would have a dude in there that you be like, yo, his money good, everything going good with him. The next thing you know, his money ain't good no more, out of nowhere. Like, it'll have to be dude that, yo, his credit been good forever. Next thing you know, his credit ain't good no more. Like, dudes was going up and down with their credit and messing up money and taking care of bills. And sometimes you would have to wait months just to take care of, sometimes you would have to wait months just to get your money from some people, man. But you would get your money. It just wasn't in a time period that you probably wanted it, man. So this time around, y'all, I'm moving different. I'm moving different with my money, man. I won't cash and carry with this stuff, to be honest with y'all, man. So when I had first got to work, man, you know what I mean? It was only I ain't getting nothing but a pool shot. It wasn't nothing crazy. I looked out for my homeboy that was downstairs in 4B. I let him sell some stuff, and I sold a few pieces, man. And like, for real, after I sold probably about $400-500 worth of stuff, and my man, I gave him a few $100, $300-400 worth of stuff. Once he sold that, it wasn't a whole lot left, maybe a gram and change or something like that. So I had told myself that I want the bread for this junk. Like, I'm not taking no shorts on this junk. I'm not doing nothing. I want the bread. You know what I mean? And like, for real, I really wanted the bread. It was because, like, you know, after I done let people get the stuff on tick, you know what I mean? Now it's time to slow everybody down, because, you know, dudes that get to chasing just off because it's right there. So I'm like, nah, I'm pumping everybody brakes. Like, nah, we gotta chill out. Y'all just ain't gonna do my junk and everybody owe me. Nah, we gonna slow this down. So the way I thought that I could do to slow people down, I was telling people that I had $50 pieces for $50 in commissary. You know what I mean? And I won't wait in the commissary either. And I told people that, like, yo, look, I got $50 pieces, but I want commissary. I ain't want no send out, no Western Union. I ain't want it on my books. No, I want commissary. And that's how I was telling people, man, like, that's how I got to be. So everybody had heard the word that, yo, the dude Weezy he still got the Hardee's chicken, but he want commissary. So like, it was this one white dude, man, we gonna call him Dylan. Now, Dylan was one of the guys in the block that definitely spent money. His little crew that he had, which wasn't a lot of people, he used to hang with two other white dudes, and there used to be this black dude used to be with them too, but for the most part, Dennis was the one that, you know, that would definitely spend the bread. Like, you know, he already knew the count. His sister gonna look out for him, his mama gonna look out for him. So everybody that did business with him knew this already. And it would take up to a week, maybe 2 weeks sometime to deal with Dylan. But that was just the consequences of hustling. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to go through this with him, man. So like, the dude Dylan, he already had spent some money. Man. And for real, I had already done business with him, and I waited. He paid me. It took about a week. He paid me. He owed me $150. It wasn't nothing crazy. You know what I mean? He came back again, got something for $100, and I was waiting on that. So I was waiting on that. It won't end up in a day or so that he told me he was gonna pay me. But when he heard that I had the pieces, you know what I mean, for the $50 commissary, that's when he pulled up. So when he pulled up, I ain't gonna lie, like, I had rock with Dylan, man. Dylan was a regular slim white dude, kind of tall, little taller than me, man. The little black hair, the little spiky black hair looking kind of, little regular black hair looking type of hairstyle, man. But like, he really cared about that Hardee's chicken, man. Like, I didn't see him chase nothing else. As long as he got a Newport to mess with, and the Hardee's chicken, or maybe sometimes the D Block, he was straight. You ain't have to worry about him, about nothing. You know what I mean? So this time around when he pulled up, he was just like, yo, hey, Weezy, hey, look, can I talk to you for a second? I'm like, what's up? He like, they say you got $50 pieces to commissary, man. You gonna let me get one? I was like, yeah, I got $50 pieces, but I ain't doing it to commissary though, bro. I'm doing it for now. You know what I mean? I'm doing it for now. You know what I mean? He was like, for now? He was like, man, like, I have to scramble up a lot of stuff to get $50. I was like, bro, if you really want it, you'll do it. I was like, plus I done looked out. You done bought a lot of the stuff. So I was like, man, listen, man, let me do me, Dylan, man. Let me live, man. I'm trying to do something right here, man. I was like, look, I'm trying to do this. My man, he want to start a store box. So I'm like, I'm just trying to get a bunch of food, bunch of stuff together for we can do that. You know what I mean? So this is my mission here. So like, let me live on this one, Dylan. He was like, man, it's hard to let you live when you want more of that stuff, Weezy, man. Like, that stuff is good, man. Like, it's perfect. Like, the stuff you got, he ain't even he stopped saying it was good. He was like, man, that stuff you got, Weezy, man, it's perfect, man. Like, he was like, man, it's the perfect rock, man. Like, it's good. Like, it keeps me up at night, and you know what I mean? Like, I'm up. Like, I like being up, Weezy, man. Like, you know, usually coffee will do it, but like, I just like being up, man. Like, I'm like, man, I get that. I understand that, Dylan, but look, let me do me on this, man. Like, I'm trying to make money, man. I didn't, you know, he was like, man, look, you're gonna get your money tomorrow, man, the $100 that I owe you. I said, oh yeah, I know I'm gonna get it. You told me tomorrow, so I'm gonna get it. I already know the count on that. I was like, but look, this right here, I got to have the money though, man. I was like, you have to understand, man. I hate to be like this with you, man. I said, but for these little $50 pieces I got left, I got to have the money, Dylan. So boom. I had to let him know I was serious, man. He know when I'm serious. He know when I'm not joking, and he know when I'm joking. So like, he was like, I guess he saw that, man. Like, Weezy really want this money. So he was like, man, this is crazy right here, man. He was like, man, look, I'm gonna try to see if I can see if I can get it though. I'm trying to see if I can get it though. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right. So he dipped off. You know what I mean? So there weren't really a lot of people in there that he could probably borrow the money from, because everybody that was in there that was like doing the store box, we trying to do a store box. There was already 2 store boxes in there. There was one dude in there from Petersburg that was running the store box, and there was another dude in there from Norfolk that was running the store box. Now, the one from Norfolk that was running the store box, man, we're gonna call him Big Fred. Now, Big Fred, he was a regular dude, like, you know what I mean? Like, he won't like all the way with us, you know what I mean? But he was one of those older heads from the town that, you know what I mean, that, you know, we'll deal with from time to time. When I first came in the joint, you already know I scanned him, you know what I mean? And like, nothing came back. Scanner came back to say everything goody Weezy, you know what I mean? So like, that made me deal with him a little bit more, because he was one of those dudes that you could tell he was locked up a little longer than us, you know what I mean? Like, he did things to show that he was locked up a little bit longer than us, man. And like, for real, Big Fred ain't care nothing about nothing else except that commissary, man. I'm telling you, man, like, when store they would come, man, you will see Big Fred, man. Big Fred will be out there jump, he'll have his list. He'll have the list. Like, that's when you know you're dealing with a real serious store box. Y'all know store box means 2 for 1. He 2 for 1 in items out. That's what he's doing, man. You know what I mean? So he will come out and have that list. He'll be out in the pod, and you just see Big Fred like this, looking at his list. Like, Big Fred was a bald head dude, clean shaved. He ain't even had no mustache. He was one of those dudes. I guess he ain't want no gray hair, Sean. So the man ain't had no mustache, no beard or nothing. You know what I mean? And the baldy. So like, he just used to stand out there with that list, and he'll just be looking at his list. This is after commissary is passed out. He would stand out there with his list, and he'd be like, he'll look up. He'll look over here. Look that direction. You'll see him do this. He'll look upstairs on the top tier. Go back to looking at the list. All he was doing is just giving everybody the sign that he really wanted his money, y'all. So boom. We never had to come to his aid or like hold Big Fred down about anything about that store box. Because when I moved in the block, I could tell before I even met him that he was serious about that store box. And I have seen dudes that run the store box in several pods. But Big Fred was one of those dudes that really loved what he was doing. He loved what he was doing, man, to the point where, like, you know, I remember I had to go borrow an item from him. And like, he went in 2 for 1 us. He went in 2 for 1 us because we was from the town, you know what I mean? But he would want his items back if you come get something, man. So like, the time I went to his sale, like, I went to the man room, man. The man room that smelled like Krispy Kreme, man. And I promise you, man, that man room that smelled just like a bunch of cakes, like fresh cakes, like, you know what I mean? Like, everything was fresh. And you would go to his sale, and he'd be like, what you want? I'd be like, man, look, man, I need a couple of cheeses, man. You got a couple of cup cheeses in here? He used to be like, hold on. He'll open his box, so he'll have individual laundry bags. This man pull out the laundry bag. He got squeezed cheeses. He got all the condiments, all the cup cheeses. He got all of that in the little bag. He like, how many you need? I'm like, just give me one of them. So we used to have a little cup cheese like this big, you know what I mean, that we would use for everything, spread on our swole, or anything you make it. You would need that cheese. You want to melt it, whatever you want to do. So I came and got some cheese from him one day, and while I'm getting the cheese from him, he pulling the jar out the bag. His roommate came into the joint, and his roommate was like, yo, look. He used to call Fred. He was like, yo, hey, look, man, my homeboy trying to grab some stuff, man. I told him I vouch for him because I know you don't know him like that, man. Fred was like, who he is? He was like, he right there. Fred was like, tell him come here. I was like, yo, I'm gonna get them jokes right here and get out of here. Fred was like, I got you, hold on. I'm getting them out now. I'm just counting them jokes. So as he was getting them out, dude walked in. So when I see who walked in, I look. Man, it was freaking Dylan who just came in the door, y'all. So boom. I look, I'm like, I never knew he was friends with Big Fred, roommate. I'm like, I look at Dylan, he was shocked to see me, but I'm kind of like getting ready to get up out the joint. So he's still grabbing the joints out. So he kind of like stopped from what he was doing with me to say something to the dude Dylan. He like, oh, this who your friend is? Yeah, he ain't never come get nothing from me before, man. I don't do no business with nobody who ain't done business with me before, and we in the same block, man. Something ain't right about that, man. Something ain't right about that, man. Dylan was like, man, hold on, man. It's not like that, man. It's not like that, man. Like, like your roommate can vouch for me, man. And to be honest with you, man, Weezy can vouch for me, man. I looked at him like, Weezy can vouch for you. He was like, yeah, man, Weezy can vouch for me, man. I spend money with Weezy all the time. My sister, she hits me off once a month, and, my mom, she gives me something when she can. So, I'm constantly able to go to the commissary if I have to. But, like if, push come to shove though, man, I can just send it to your books. Like, either way, I'm good. Either way, I'm good. So he was like, your mom and your sister, huh? So, Weezy, you vouching for him? I was like, I looked at him because I already know what Dylan is up to, man. I already know Dylan wants some more of this hottest chicken. So I'm like, I felt crazy because he just threw me in the mix of this right here. I didn't want to be in the mix with him and Big Fred, y'all. That was none of my business, man. So boom, I'm just trying to get the money. Man. But sometimes when you trying to get the money, sometimes your brain will make you think greedy. And I felt like I thought greedy on this one, man, because I vouched for him. I looked at it like, if I vouch for him, he'll get a bunch of money from Big Fred and give it to me. And then that's just what it is. You know what I mean? So Big Fred was like, oh, you vouching for him? You vouching for him, nephew? You vouching for him? I'm like, he paid me. That's what I'm gonna say. He paid me. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, Dylan ain't going nowhere. I was like, he paid me. And that's just what it is. So Big Fred was like, so what you need this money for, man? And how much money do you need? He was like, he felt embarrassed because I was there. His homeboy was there, and Big Fred is in there. So I guess he feeling embarrassed. He like, can I get 50 for 80 back? Big Fred was like, 50 for 80? You want $50? That's what you want? He was like, yeah, man, like 50 for 80. I'll give you $30 extra. You give me 50. He was like, looked at me again. He was like, I said, man, look, I ain't got nothing to do with that, man. I'm going to Fred was like, nah, hold on, Weezy, hold on. Because I don't deal with him. You deal with him? You do business with him? I'm like, man, listen, I told you the man paid me for it. You know what I mean? I was trying to eliminate myself out that situation. Like, you know what I mean? Because I've been down for a minute. I don't already experience on, bro, try to keep yourself out a lot of things, man, when you're in prison. And like, that was one of them, man. Like, he wasn't my guy. He just was somebody that spent the money. So I felt like, why should I vouch for him? So I was trying to get around that without being like putting my stamp on that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of dudes would take your word just to make a move for somebody else. Like, that's what goes on in prison. So like, I'm like, man, I told you he paid me for it, man. He like, man, I'm saying, Weezy, man, look, come on, man, because you vouch, then I'm going to do it. He like, my roommate ain't got enough value. He said it just like that in front of his roommate. He straight just played his roommate like, that joke was crazy, man. Big Fred said, man, because look, my roommate ain't got enough value. He don't hold enough value to be able to vouch for him. He ain't got enough value to come at me like that. But he ain't coming to bring no dude in here that want 200 buns or a dude that want 5 bags of potato chips or something like that. Nah, he bringing a dude here that want $50. So my roommate is eliminated. He said, matter of fact, get out the room. His roommate was like, get out. Both of y'all, get out. Both of y'all, get out. So I'm looking at him like, he kicking Dylan and dude out the room. So I'm like, Fred, look, man, I'm not vouching for that, man. I'm like, listen, what I just told you, man, that man paid me. He paid me. I said, tomorrow he owe me $100. I said, I'm gonna get my $100. He always pay. I said, I ain't never went through no BS with him. You know what I mean? I ain't never went through no crazy stuff. It ain't like that. You know what I mean? He was like, what I'm saying is this though. Man. We ain't going to commissary the next Tuesday, and this man want $50 of my stuff, Weezy. So I'm just trying to make sure he a lock. That's why I'm asking you one-on-one. You gonna vouch that he a lock? I said, man, I thought about getting the $50 that he gonna bring. I was like, man, he a lock. He was like, all right, say no more. He said, hey, Dylan. Come on. Dylan walked back in. He was like, what's up, man? Everything good? I was like, yeah, excuse me, man. I got about that junk. Y'all, so boom. I went back up the steps, man. And I see my roommate standing by the door. I was like, hey, look, I said, man, John crazy, man. He was like, yeah, what took you so long to get this cup of cheese? I said, man, I said, man, Fred was in there wilding just now. He was like, what Fred do? I said, bro, that man just basically made me vouch for Dylan coming to get $50 commissary from him, man. He was like, vouch? I was like, yeah. I was like, man, I ain't really want to vouch. I said, but you know, Dylan gonna come and spend the 50 cents with me. So I was like, man, he kept me hostage in there basically till I vouch, man. So I was like, I just went on and vouch because, you know what I mean, I need the $50. You know what I mean? Like, we trying to get the store box. He was like, yeah, I mean, if you gonna spend the money, then get the money. So I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, man, that junk crazy. He was like, yeah, but he gotta have that bread though, because Big Fred gonna want that money. I'm like, yeah, I already know Big Fred gonna have that bread. You know what I mean? I already know Big Fred gonna want that money. So I'm like, man, I'm just trying to get the money. So we stand on the top tiers. I'm standing on the top tier. I look, I seen Dylan kind of squeezing out the sand. He was like, and the bag come out right behind him, and the door closed. And I looked at the bag. The bag was decent. It was a decent bag. Dylan slept in cell 4, so Dylan go straight to his cell for bro's cell. He went straight to his cell from Fred's cell. Fred slept in cell 9, so it was like they on the same row. So he just walked straight down his cell, put the stuff up. So I'm thinking he gonna come holler at me or whatever the case. So I'm just waiting for the John. I'm like, yeah, that John crazy. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I can't wait to get that 50 cent. You know what I mean? I know that 50 cent gonna be a Zodic game. You know what I mean? So I went back in the cell and chilled for a minute. My roommate ended up going outside. I didn't go outside. It was one of them hot days, the summertime. I skipped 2 o'clock rep. So I'm in the cell chilling. I hear a knock at the door. I'm like, yo. I see a white arm. All I know is Dylan. I'm like, yo. He's like, he come to the window. He was like, hey, man, can you get your door open? I'm like, yeah, hold on. I get up. I went to the button. Boop, hit the button. Lady come on the job. I was like, can you open my door for a second? She said, that's not your roommate right there, White. No, I'm not opening your door. I said, nah, look, I'm just gotta talk to him about something. She was like, better hurry up. She opened the door up. That door opened up. He was like, he ain't step in because he know the lady was watching. But the whole time he had the bag right there in the cut, you know what I mean? So he was like, hey, look, I got the stuff. I'm just waiting for the lady to turn her back. I was like, you got the money? He was like, yeah. He was like, look, man, I appreciate you vouching for me, Weezy, man. I was like, bro, listen, man, like, to be honest with you, bro, I'm not responsible for nobody in here but myself, bro. So I ain't really vouch for you, bro. I said, I just told the man that you pay me. You know what I mean? He said, no, when I went in the room, he just really basically was like, man, you know, if it weren't for nephew, man, vouching for you, then I wouldn't give you this $50. So, like, he made sure he told me, like, don't play with his $50. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, whatever, though, man. I was like, where the money at, though? He was like, I'm about to come in there. So he grabbed a bag when the lady turned her back. And he come in the cell. The lady just left my door open, so he in the jump. So he come in, bring the stuff, pour it on the ground. I see soups. I see honey buns. I see tuna fishes. I see summer sausages, the turkey game, just how I like it, pause. I see all type of stuff, tuna fishes, clams, everything in there. I'm like, that's 50? He's like, yeah, they start counting it. Start moving stuff to the side, counting it. You know what I mean? Counting it. Boom, 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 boom. I was like, yeah, it's 50, ball. I'm like, look, man, here, man. He was like, is it right here? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, please, man. He was like, look, I know you don't care, but thank you for vouching for me, man. We're gonna have your money tomorrow. We're gonna have his $80 when we go to commissary. Everything's gonna be hunky fucking dory, man, and we're gonna be good. I'm like, man, yeah, it better be hunky dory, man. Real talk, man. Like, bro, I want my $100. Nah, he was like, nah, you gonna get it, man. I said, cause I don't like giving people more stuff than they already owe. He was like, nah, don't worry about that. We're good, brother. We're good. You don't have to worry about that. He went in his pocket. He was like, don't worry about that, man. He was like, he pulled the joint out. It was like in a napkin. He was like, see, it was like a little pipe. He was like, do you mind? I was like, what do you mean, do I mind? He was like, man, cuz, man. He was like, man, my roommate's down here fucking taking a shit. Man, look, I need a bump, man. I need a bump bag. I'm like, shh, man, come on, man. I'll be having people smoking the motherfucking hardball in my cell, Dylan, man. Come on, man. He was like, man, come on, man. I just brought you $50 fucking in food. Let me fucking take a bump. Let me try this fucking shit. It's the same shit, right? Like, man, of course it's the same shit, man. I said, so it's gonna hit the same. So no. He was like, man, please, man, come on, man. It's fucking one bump and I'm fucking gone, man. I'm trying to fucking duck the other guys, man. I'm like, shh. Hurry up, man. I went to the jar. I already had an instant on my little ID piece. Y'all know the little clamp that clamp your ID. I be having that down on the floor. I already had the instant sitting. There was like half an instant already sitting on the floor. I go down that jump, light the instant back up. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, hurry up, man. So I stood by the door. He sat down. He got nice and comfortable in the box. He was like, yeah, man, like, you know, Fred, man, that guy's fucking intimidated, man. Like, that guy really gave me a lecture before he brought in my fucking business, man. I'm bringing in business. Like, what the fuck is, you know? It's all good, though, man. He's gonna fucking see that fucking, he held the pipe like this. That joint was a one-hand game, y'all. He had that joint like this. He's gonna fucking see that I fucking got everything under control. was like, man, look, bro, everything will be under control. As long as you pay your money, you ain't got to worry about shit. She was like, money will get paid.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.